adwuma otimi ye no enye ono a difficult so obi betimi aye
especially polling stations no
one youth organizer and I'm so not to say then me who na friend 18 years no ko be 60 years.
It's not a youth organizer.
Oh, yeah, youth. But man, kwan so onye youth adwuma na. Oh, man say a friend 18.
Because when say Abdulkumanov the shock me because nipa no youth organizers is here in the constituency or a former MC. The man is around 60 something.
No experience.
A constituency youth organizer.
Yeah. Say na me adwuma na e ko yen wanya bia okay. Adwuma honorable boy
former MC for the area.
Na friends so say former appointees in say even party in go position kra na say omoba back to the executives na beboa and so
with the experience
anya hwe no mo wonim there in the account. So Bono region so far so cool. Na enra me call Sampa baby a registration and I'm a call Drobo Jamai South and I'm a bar Brekum West into me real Brekum West and nano pants me ko Sunyani East and Sana Meba na adeba kwa yemi one say akwa say oko polling station bia police for hono crowd so cheni pay be register. What is happening?
And then what's wrong with
I don't know me de menya ntinchiremu bia
na de na open chiremu say police for ho enya de bone ana.
Oh, yanka say ye bone because me call Drobo say police for they were more than 20. And me busa say
at the district office no.
Yeah,
district office no.
Yeah, na me busa say adan oye na bia ba na no mo say obi bia ma mo ba no pa na police for na begu us. And you see some of us where we are coming from no. Obi community crowd team no hu police need that. Utie me pa. Nti say akwada no bedu polling station. Na akwai say police for ama hwaye menya enokra de hu bi kra to akwala no so. Akwanya na ye nya na obi mu anya ne za o. Obi be hu VIP bus and say watwam wonu krom onfo bi da kosi say yankopon beto ne sa frɛ no. So in life no odwen nipa ho a ya adwene ko akiri.
Na so ukọ na police for omunye menya
da bi na make say omunye menya bia.
We nyai limited registration your moye no. Mostly district
district office sure.
And any polling stations.
Any polling stations.
Oh, me see districts.
District office.
And no na making.
District office.
Oh, but say the last time one registration I know the answer na be say me come monitoring say no kra me ka say as a menena na bi mo crashia o Jamai South maybe na me kan was oh yakọ na as a police ni ba ku na gina ho yakọ chacho mu di.
But Eric, let's be fair to the police.
We no mentiase as
district office.
I don't know what actually happened. There was a particular center. You see police for now. I'm saying Buno regions no back. You say police for me and son ne wo hono. Omo ntumi an handle the day and now ye ne bia nan kaya account ya interdict omo.
Our Bono region.
Yeah.
I'm not a region.
It's linked to the Ahafo. Calling down the
could that be a reason why the police decided say why you know so almost no easy any police hot spots areas for related to elections and registration give them the benefit of that. If I'm not by that saying say you can't ask questions.
Yeah.
But Musa, you bet me Musa say we be say entremu bi wo ho ana. Na influence enso a. Yes say you bet
were they even like armed policemen?
Oh, my.
And
I mean, it's good to raise it. Say yes say you beka. Na moma yang traso manen yet say there bia ni say sina asi and that would be conclusive without
Mate, Mamma Charles BC wa kwaba na fe yentra so. Chase, not then. Okay ya. It's Ricardo Keten Charlie. Yeah. Now registration record
yes, that's Mitchell BBR pepe. I mean, yesterday I think last Tuesday. So fun. Yente as a BR comport. You know the one tell Makinata Ken, Obini girlfriend, and Obini, Cromwell full related Bisu for I want to be interrelated into to the Morca, we could be a beautiful baby by him, you know. say it's about one of the sack. That's what I'm seeing now. Say obi be fi baby aba maybe a worry for fi baby now, but so far so good. In instance there was a minus be as ba law no sit over yen challenge number. Your challenge at the American yen mo bi obi so mo bin. Your boko na yakeden yakohwem, but so far I think
conference or a EC office no hin.
Or they call regional office nature.
Okay.
Basically, so far, I mean, pay the rules. I just on the IT problems, but these things, I don't think it's far fetched because say technology is now your banners are just and them feeding problems no to solve. For me, it is good. So be one be so far.
Okay,
and
that's fine.
And Monday
that's fine.
Outside of politics, politics. Some do any political party politics out in check because to them Americans better na some country na me fi there make now I am a party for door. Some American bush for no number. So when that's American post on no current and so. For me, I think that so far so good. I'll speak the truth. Baby, on your no current so you're better.
Now campaign I starter.
Oh, campaign no them starting kakran the human say namna do my bida. And you primaries 27th na now motion maybe I mean before we move the marshal for Mansana, my time as regional secretary. Okay, a former regional secretary organizer
Jafet Beidu, the late Jafet Beidu.
Dr. Pansan. Yeah. Na me share. Also we win 22 seats. Nam have you onto them. Me there man can number of seats but if am the better. Nam the chen mo boy seats ni na the chen. Also one yanoka. But me name seats ni na and the reasons why we're going to take them. We in Mission Parliament. I said, someone can now be prepared. Nam catch no original secretary in Samunia.
I don't know Joe Nelson. Let's tell Joe Nelson.
Some in Wabridge.
Yes.
No, if you're bad, no business in this. Well, I am peeping. Do I could join NDC? I'm not ready.
Joe will not be happy with you.
Oh, they be am kitchen.
Oh, the man.
I'm kitchen. Oh, Ben, no power. Maybe I never. Yes, so I will treat straight.
Yeah.
Nah, you maintain the power number. Nam sisi ama base kadikata so no so bobo gap. And see basically me started my engagement about 2 weeks ago. Last week community engagement churches na weekend Mother's Day. Mami in the last year Mother's Day so me mama funny bi.
Okay.
But this Mother's Day no me jun pi me say I muso an mami. Also catch one so call woman na that time no papa on channel. Nti them papa so ka piska but that time so na telephone in yo. Nti on nantu ma wo kan nam papa in yo. No don't cry na midwife ni jina wonti. But na no wa wo call. Na woncha bills na Adam pa want to breastfeed you know what I mean. Nti the last time come out mama so nyu osisia. Now it's maybe be ama but it's got to get government hospital so about an we be cesarean or normal delivery could your bills now from Friday to Saturday just for mothers. We better no be John and I'm not doing it because of the politics. I'm doing it because it was Mother's Day and as some mommy kitchen because one meet your mom if you are on your door can be. If you but about to as a man was okay so that's why I did and then we started the share community for that. And what I'm doing is that when the Jogate you were Jogate our for 20 years what's what 20 years no you see MP first 4 years no president Kufuor mobile then no proposition and for 8 years he didn't have a president no but second term so be a railways minister no a railways university na second term no minister so I shouldn't the man sir until na Dr. Baumia me dey some work or dem yaka development because all no be MP on the kujokrum kan no on third mobile so ko honi na but into 4 years within that 4 years or 2 years no chiro nya president Chadwa and Chubutu widen why bibi to that's how I'm saying me na kasa since me deputy MP so the MP oboye the 10th December and 7th of January mobile into me deputizer
but the NDC is confident there in the STMA say seat be or beja or is cardocet. Are you aware of that?
Mama, it be time I propose and come on, and the vote to the crow from.
Or call from, yeah. Nah, I don't buy Captain could about 1,000 something, yeah.
Nah, your brother, Messa take over that.
Yeah.
So now, tell them American journalism, when you pay and church them there. With the way time period for 20 years, mobile. But one chim there, no, President Kufo, and son on President Mills, our young president, and son of President Mahama, no senior president, and son of Nana Kufadu Bay, Nana Kufadu Bay, and no 2 year railways university or boy. I think to railways or employing you probably 600 or that sort of thing. Because a whole railways were on a schedule. Your railways university. That's in Jobandam is in say album. Diminishing returns 13 mobile. It is a presidency in spite of the turbulence in the year 2020. You vote microphone. So President Chum 15,000. Now you are up to about 2,500, 3,000.
Okay, the presidential and another Chum 15,000. Where's Cardoket?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Over 15,000.
Oh, okay.
So there's a new kid on the block. No, Mama Chen. And so I'm in Chade, or them be complacent, much of man. I have to work because me be son. And when I go, on the other comments from the politics, nah, it's not like that. You listen to them. Atasa, no more to my and I then. I on the you to my or short term, long, medium term, no long term. Because someone are my politics. So you soon as I'm more question, grants.
Yeah.
Until I am in the Mabe say, isn't or them maiden. There's a child on in Chade. All was rosy for me. I win matter for my anamba.
Sure.
Matter a grand quanta.
Sure.
Matter second D.
Sure.
It's no life in me, Nina, you want to. Yankupon no madam, and I may would read them so. Okay, them are smoke commission, no maiden. Macoma, sir. Macadoro Koda. As a check.
No record. Okay, the Charles Cromwell on the hour on Tobisio and Yaten and Ekosiisen Suni, higher Sempa 94.7 FM. And from Enra through to today, they are dominating news headlines. Still on the voters registration. I mean, the NDC has raised issues about errors in voter registration figures, and the EC has responded, say it will not affect sanctity of their data. And the EC is also calling on political parties basing and encouraging minors and foreigners to register no omunshena omu enyai. PU, a public utilities workers unions, who are responding to some claims by the NPP flag bearer on ECG staff sabotage paperless system at the electricity company of Ghana. Guta is also lamenting on the city depreciation na omo kole on a buying se onhwe na onswano emfa emawom. And the finance minister has spoken, say city depreciation this year is better than what pertained last year. But just to understand the concerns of the NDC really with registered voters, computations, Eric, issue pa
Obi, me that say. Electoral Commission, Jumane yeni omwane. It is our day one. Ye mama Jameson.
Yes.
Dr. Bosman Asare Mobile Commission. Adie bia isusu se bia ye ne omonko benkrom no. You protesting in a way. In some years back, crowd ya ne yanko IPAC. Obeka ya. Na sisi niema na was a keken free wo nyina penimfo si pono tenase. Nti ya back to IPAC. Baba won say adwuma ye nyina no. Sebe imperious anyansa penimfo si ni ba ko 14. Nti o producer send me topics ya me hu say easy for say ye nya say ye ba senko for ba registration center and minors near the ade no na mesre electoral commission is the cause of the American
adentia
me constituency German notes you were 110 polling stations, you were 13 electoral areas. Out of the 13 electoral areas in ECA 22 me and Sampa no makogoka zone no makwadadi nti 13 na American 10 areas na Canada bia no kwanya nipa na di mfie du wotwe obefa so register na nye electoral commission asem ana meboa whether say nipa no obenante etwa 30 kilometers e dey fiesi okọ dey aba district capital Sampa enye easy asem whether say nipa ne ba ye betimi register no ye ntimi register no because there's curfew in my hometown my district capital say omopon 4 sorry about 3 okwa na omobepon whether say nipa ne betimi register na ntimi register enye easy for asem and political parties na ye stakeholders our election na ye kono ye be take decision bi ani uhia ne enso ya kire de o yanke bebo ayi na so we be 13 electoral areas in my constituency na easy a move ne to 4 times no oko this area Goka zone obedi 2 days no wabesin ko Bonakri enclave also obedi 2 days the aka ni na Sampa district capital so the question is enkwada na omadi infiedu nwotwe a omonye adwuma omon no mpam no ye omo asi okọ omo pese omo betwe omo de fie asi okọ ba Sampa district capital 35 cities no sa kwada no kwan ben so no obefa de aba
yeah but the EC insists since time immemorial about limited registration I say ya no meba kwan ben so na kwada no befa aba be register okay
and I granted say political parties no cross you make sure say nkofo be kwa register so electoral commission is telling me say me 2 bus call Krubi sune nipa 25 na yeso car no fa memfa ba akomra wo de ba akobe no nye basen car ne ye ma de basen what are they telling us what is the meaning of basen comment no mo pass no how should we do it because me community and na moto issues ba mu anameka no
some among ka say mamum base o say mamum base minors any foreigners
then na easy the measures will be a minor will be a foreigner your processor a registration center anameboa political party agents ho easy officials ye adwuma emra no kire obi ba na so ye ususu so ye minor ye see ya obi then
you challenge
and yet just announcement na ECE no and then na edi so be a foreigner me call Sampa na immigration for center so me call Drobo na immigration for so me bisa agents na ba kono so obi timi ba na immigration for na ba be question wonye Ghana ni ade and na me say obi obeba so obe register bia no so ye Ghana ni obekwa ko register se wona ugina ho no susu se nipa na nye Ghana na you just challenge because immigration officer and timikra nyina polling station hwe wanim kasa wo se kodivu ani what am I say you can't do that so let them pass through the process omofa process no mu a kwanya ye fa so challenge minor foreigners ni ade nyina set out in omomra omode yejuma and if electoral commission is telling us I think they know the right thing if the right thing ought to be done it must be done well because obi me baby America ho asemu nyina e dey na nanke be high electoral commission say out of maybe 110 polling stations no emu be 15 and 20 crowd ye be make sure say be registration centers so isi akọ ho mabọ nya Ghana fo sika na edebo then the prevent sade no yenwen kosa angle no you see and ade ba ko ede bia me kasa me de etoda e bia bebia yetete mi ntina me kasa obi some of us bebia ye free ba no challenges anipa fam won etoda obi otenkran ehu bi da kosi so bewu enti ekura na se obi 35 Ghana ede aba district capital or kwa wasen 35 sa family no kura na akwada na di 18 years no ebetimi aba so obi ani obenya 70 Ghana cedis the amount some family register nko so these same political parties no and be kwa penkofo and then am my partisan politics na so extreme no I divide sharply I could do for more registration process na kan pa because if indeed me fundamental human rights say me di mfie du nwotwe na wo say metimi to aba about to be a public election wo say metimi to be a say won say me could register ya consider ma me ana me boa but it's a challenge to get even the identity card to vote but are we addressing those issues we are not addressing them so sir comments na easy pass no there they are all part of the problem because some polling stations are tension never ho no obi it remember say car na ebesi FM MPP agent no gina onim so car we dey ebesi the NDC for nkwan degum because obeko kro na ye kofa amebunu na nkwada na ye de omoba no NDC for na mobilize another car ebesi NDC agent no so gina ho no enim say car we dey MPP for nkwan na because nipa no kro zi kan see for no MPP pani na tika no indirectly nkwada no kro mo nim hwe no ye di kan de political enyama na di omumu ofiansa mo betwere omudin nti akwada no ono no ba polling station aba betwere ni di ne party A na party B nti na oba edie ne betimi ama sa ne ma no so asi say electoral commission wo se o boye nyina o yama adwuma na ye pepepe a masa kroma budget be na isisi ohia yakase ye nyamfa maneda nti onya adwuma agya what is ya kan bi akire isida ye complain say ni sika sem osoro do ne de keka ho nyina ba se wo ya ade a ebe ma asomdwe aba tension emma we all support you obi me no kasisi some of the polling stations baby ewo te say the na me site ma no first day me district I think they registered nipa 14 or so first day yeah and a second day I think that was 34 at a second day 34 so the question is enkwada na omu free say kru no so oba in and out 70 Ghana no okoye ade chen ya osen aba no hwan e twa ne lorry fare se baby mpo ne bepa manada hwan e pe baby manada hwan e mani bibi edi these are factors that was you put into consideration because and when the matter be registration ne ba na chuka ne ntokwa ba no because nipa na ono na akoba se nkofo de omo ba no opese that day no omutimi register na ne cost so still no omko nti se simesi so kofa nkofo ba no no so pese ne nkofo register kwa obekọ na area ho nyina ye menya so there's no remedy for that. The only thing is say ebekọ na ye prepare ho ye prayer ho wi na police abam police bamu a party any party be prestige exam na ekọ etoda because last election 2020 obi ukai constituency and attention wo mo Ghana power registration okay banda
not tension
okay as a registration see and you Silas 28 years guy and we training college I was there for 2 weeks because omanya ya timu a ye nyina ya Ghana for obi ya igweni ne life ne na omunyina banda include no moti because once you anom west no dodo na pa afare adwuma no ensu na no moti but registration to me do na ni aga na ni ahwe na nim se wo mfiri a wo ye kokrum ni krum ne heva eno no ye ntokwa ma ye prepare nkofo ma ye kuma akwada 28 years be sinne justice be am prevailing hwede asi wa half issue ne ba ya no metie mo reporter no me stress is we are all politicians be asem see our friend and story different and am boa and then e cover half issue de ba because say yemfa registration and bend the doorsteps of the people no ye de nkofo ne bat say the easy for no ka no eno nti no say party A kono ko hu say line no nipa be 99% ni na party B nkofo na wa start ye den epopo enti ade e be ye be create tension a bit disperse crowd na wo na wo say yeah that is how it started and the very day the incident occurred no ye nkofo na wo hododo so issue ne start your mo prompt police for na say what is going on so mo nsia no anase reinforcement ama ho enko yi no police for na trans ya anya hwe eno ntina me earlier submission me raise say aden na afi na police for akohomo ba bia na e call for reinforcement kan police for ntimi anko ye wie ya second twitwa na etu semba mu no na ye hu ba bia na NDC MPP but ye to da ye nim ade aye ya ebe ma asomdwe aba na obi we know it is ya willing say ye kɔ ye nim no ye pese ne ma sesa ye betimi asesam ade na wo ye ne kane afi a ede ntokwa ba ya ye kuma kwada no the same approach na de kɔ banda areas are near true din last the same areas na yansesam enti sa enkofo no omugunsu no so ho no obi ukɔ ho a they are more than 5,000 omukɔ be 6,000 electoral commission entimi nkɔ ho nkɔtwere omudi ma asomdwe ma gisa omukɔfa kodo so omo ba baby e be ben omo
na say on how to reach area and easy for ne be kɔ
omukɔ ye den o na ye say omo pebra na omo how to reach areas and unim ho de come this require how to reach adan na udu ba na kire untwam nkɔgene na akire baby a network ni adan na ya omo nkɔ
omuko ombese dey register nkofo
na omo ti ondo omo nya Ghana for already wo network na kra no baby a ote Sampa district capital kra network ni nya adwuma so provisions are no more making necessary so obi me bonifua no political parties obi a wasudie in the process say be ko yie enko yie wasudie electoral commission o wasudie kese pa on the issue of figures NDC ni your position on that. Once Dr. Bosman Azari Beka said DC and anya de bit me affect electoral commission jume dia odi. Eya mon kasa nche say enkwala. Mon kasa sa. We are in the country at the same electoral commission in 2020 who declare election results. What's the same figures how many times? And maybe a Dr. Manebo Mawubia Yaminshano. Once the last week make an answer more on Yaya Kuku. Every day be any so many registration the whole Ghana and more best 730 near in polling station be any registration center be any pay register. And then the mom be challenge you almost figures in a cry wrong. What am I saying? Now be can be there or say the sanctity of Yejuma no affect no. Into figure no a year be 19,000 a John Pico 25,000. So the good temuno what the go fee why there. I don't be any voting. And there's a precedent. Ya to abawia ma yisi a create figure kra na wontumi nya yes some figures are but you declare for president ujiri so man bia mu ne e wa enka sa asem no nkemu joy enti ye koye nim ye wo election kese da ye nim a ye mpese kane asem na esi ye ne bi eden e bi si biem okay enti electoral commission wo yam from so ya you just come back just render unqualified apology to the public and let them understand say nipa ho adwuma na mo yam from so timi ba. Because here kasa bi wo ho aka e ma bato and kasa bi wo ho a hantan ni dwe kasa na hye nipa abufuo say wo waya de na me am political party menim say betimi ama me sunsuanso bone then you come back telling me say de na aye no kra no entimi create hwe na entimi create ada na wo san be correct no then leave it. So electoral commission they have a lot to do. This is my colleague the dabia me ba ha me kan ho asemi apia hene yeah. Once almost a program be what you know, small scale mining. Yami admire His Excellency John Dramani Mahama the coach na yeah. Until last week na Alaji Bawumia call hono. And na say cameras ne capture up ya and no more Bawumia mo side or mudi nkomona or trendy kakra. Until me who say you know for no I issue statement say one ko has a commissioner ko has
so electoral.
Yes,
right?
me bapa I am not diffusing it. Okay. I know minimum no. Menene radio ye discussion to say the menu BCT or MPP need still appear any MPP need last 3 weeks or so your program be usunyane yene ura Professor Joshua Labimo or represent TGM you see airport no na menu appear any gina airport ura do trim si free flight no appear any na kwaje ne back meba what am education minister meba what am I know say education minister NSC form e bia na oba be ya de wo yine e na entourage bi hia no na wakwaje ne bag ne kan yesronko but dem pese me kire no say because of circumstances even a surround the appointment impo no baby anipa bi mo ben na yesu so mo ye political persons no o delia you have to be very careful because you nipa and I want to the mekanase nti e toda position e de ama wawie ye see and support to President Akufo-Addo so na opel ye de call Council of State almost say omo ne futu bia de mama mpani na de obeya na waye no waye awie but samre na edidi bia na ma no e was say started da suni ban bia dia wo da suni ban bia dia be kire say nipa simesi say de na ehu ne kane no nya sa na tie ne ba we nyae na wo san de ho batabata omo yo mu program na wonam ha ye fa ha na otekọ na so a masa we nya atata ye nya ho ani. So election 2024 is about the future of our country. The mess up in the economy. I didn't know we be share oh you better abanama mo hwe na MPP fo anwiamo. Ghana for now we GDS MPP fo nya kro no mbebo na ba no because package na mampani aye wo yisi no be anim selection dey go. But we are promising Ghanaians. Nya Ghana for nya GDS yanko polling station kwoto aba. Ye bebo ho ban. Obi ani obetimi afa a vote even paper back okura de afrim.
Eric mame na se mame ntie Dr. James Kwabena Bonfe on this issue na fe Yemra Charles Bisiu ho we say obi it does get okay it is from Melcom some infant too many names it gets better anytime you shop at Melcom because Melcom no kohwa product under one roof bebre into stationery, electronics, homeware, kitchenware, furniture, home decor, electricals, and our groceries are born ewo from Ubenya Biato ewo Melcom T&C supply. And this is not the because Melcom is where Ghana shops in Mama Yan Shannon. So now if you're also tired of the same old political rhetoric, If you believe it's time for a change that truly represents the voices of our youth, our women, and children in this country, then welcome to Nana Kwame Bediako, or a presidential candidate who is not just promising change, but actively working to make it happen. Nana Kwame Bediako is not your typical politician. He's a visionary leader with a passion for making our country better through innovative industrial revolution. Together we can change the political narrative and create a government that truly represents the interest of all citizens. Join Nana Kwame Bediako on this journey to build a better Ghana and inclusive future for all by contributing to the Save Ghana Fund campaign. It is a fund be a friend Save Ghana Fund. Your support, no matter the amount, is not just a donation. It's an investment in the shared desire for a more prosperous, equitable, and a better Ghana. Visit nkb.com.gh, nkb.com.gh, or dial *887 2024 hash, *887 2024 hash to donate. Thank you for your support. In the way the change makers and our Ayrton Safrel say donate for a prosperous Ghana. Nana Kwame Bedi, I'll be my friend Cheddar. A home common anymore AD. Dr. James Kwabnamonfe, Mamintio.
You say, oh my Ghana, won't mean you sue your state emblems, no?
Yeah.
Any national colors. And find your party.
So, Obiya, sir, no Obiya, sir.
Sir.
Me, Busa.
I'm just asking you, say, are you aware?
Am I aware of the law? Am I aware, say, Obi? I'm aware of the law. I'm not aware, so Obi de. Obi Busa. I'm not aware.
Oh, and I have be when you
You
cannot use state emblems
of the state.
Yeah.
To represent
for your partisan ID.
Yes, unless until they are so in a state.
Yes. Sure.
No, yes, so you can use it for your party.
Exactly.
Yes. Exactly. And even the flag of Ghana.
Yes.
So nobody has done that.
I should be waiting. You see, you say, oh yeah, my Ghana, we are man yourself, Suya. Na yenya sem ya na ase amanyosem ya goodie bi mankrofo bi no. Obi. Hwe. Matu me boatie minuanu NDC4. Ene matwie minua Eric. Ewa ha. Na ya na me di ho ya kakra se. Eya na refi yambato abakosem kakra. Hwe. The only time in the electoral history of our country, electoral commission declaration, yakase court akase enye ne ye if you want to use the word inwiemu, was in 1996, the election of Rebecca Adote into parliament. She was almost there, what's not parliament for the entire period. As a camo, you declare case, no, say, or no necessary MP, no. Sa parliament, nanka a real, almost time as one, sir. Emma court to say, you could track Rebecca Duty, Dimu, infant free, Mashabu de Fio say, on yet member of parliament. Yemfa as a camudinia day, and show. This is the record of our nation. But one says, Sabri Mumpono, you bet my casana a bajimbre to the extent say, na technology and yeah, to say the atri, near biometric process technology na indeed intimate say the near intimate. And umpo from so and I say we mu a course no yet me daneno. I don't know be at me abamu ne na yen detective. Yeah, yen nice handsome make say obi be wi abamu na ye be ye bibia commission no mo 7-member commission no obi aba no betuma wiam. Obi prove to me how they can rig an election. One. Here to aba no polling station. and they can say there are about 40,000. The last 2020 elections, no, almost shame about 38,000,
38,000 plus
922 or 44 something. So police station makunu nyina no. Obet matina han mo say or electoral commission chairperson, returning officer for the presidential elections. Enti Nana Akufo-Addo na appointee no. Enti Ghana for anto aba ma bia the candidate of Amanyoku a Mampani supporto. No Nana Akufo-Addo na appointee no nti akọ declare election ama sanipa krono. Obi obekasa bia sinu who. It's also possible. Obi muti before electoral commission be ye declaration no. Na mo election headquarters mo listen ya na meboa. Me na pani kwam se fa kan wo multi friends despite media no mo so e wo mo de Bolare group yi the saying IEIB no mo so e wo mo de group ya 3FM for you from say
media general
wo mo so wo mo de Metro TV4 wo ma yo mo de me refi kwa me ye GTV wom the state media Radio Ghana obi a wone de how one nya sad na ye toto abato ase wo Ghana han mo no. Is that so possible? Of course, Nipan from so bet me a banyade, but and yet fatal, and yet beyond repair, and yet beyond arrest. Sir. Oh, Obi, dear mercy. Me tears handsome na ekosono. I may beside Electoral Commission for transparency, and I say bibia be da ho pefenti. The bia ye registration ni wi a wo mo ye bu akonta e de kire Ghana fo ye nyina nti ye wo de o ma chocho e na o mo wa de o mo friend photographs chese mfoni se be ya Ghana map no nie miamia ye wo centers no dodo ye sei ba bia ye sei ni e na nipa na o ye photographs no o ye mfom so. But the figures I are communicating no, and no na ye digital so di who say their photographs no ye no miscommunicating. Commissar and nam perionti million raise issue now what je tum say I'm from so course or nam from so no nie on pese be obeje no atum. Really? Now be the ben ya limited registration e wo Ghana ha. From 1992, I share multi-party democracy as it to net. Commission no limited registration or your registration center bia. One. We are not talking about general registration. No.
Limited.
There has never been one. And Miniarek, they are not the only party who had issues with, say, Electoral Commission, selected places, no. And no Mako IPAC. I'm no longer a member of IPAC, but my civil society organization, you call us observers. Matra on mama who say New Patriotic Party for raising issues with, but I said almost no. Ma who say NDC for raising. Matisa even other parties like LPG are raising issues about it. And Minia Henry Latte group
yes
atu
GCPP
that been a boy be a citizen atu dazi mati omuna PPP for omunya raising issue about it and nya monkwa na more raise issues but commission no amanchiremu time and again obi yentimi engage in a friends endless debate over one issue wamanchiremu de ntia o ye ne sa now pa yanhwe figures na about no say what be all the 38,000 or about 40,000 registration centers. Can you imagine the impact? Nipa dodo a ebeko baku bia any the cost implication on the commission and the temporary staff now wo recruit no omo temporary staff recruitment bia kwa mo itemized list who is what party, who is not what party. Can you imagine? Me na never be one will be mentia you. abana yeto no da bia me ka say ye betena radio so ne ye kasa obi, and this is an observation I've made. I don't come here thinking that me and me kasa ma obi aye convinced to. In fact, the yam is slow ho pa eto da na me ho popo me say me ba radio so ne say o kasa no enkrofo tio to validate or invalidate their work. I'm telling you. Young enkrofo nim te chen. And obi a wo tie bia no wo he na dwen say bi na odinam. Ense me no obeka beto asumu obetie ni ade. But me yenye adwene say ye ne ye ba be kire Ghana fo ba bi obi beto na ba akọ. I can bet you most Ghanaians have made up their minds already where they will vote. Sometimes yes and I say you prepare the minds of Ghanaians for rationalizing our defeat. Why? Oh, you sure so be win aba. O kasaye, wanamontuo, unkomodie, eye nkrahesem. And suggest say, manya enye de an. Enye de wo mitrim. And come out your microphone in yen hwe ni ye. Hwe research wo obi, ubetimi akoba bia koye research. Nipa kro na one ne kasa ye na ade bechi obeko with the same set of questions. Nipa no be more different set of answers. And that is the dilemma sociologists are always confronted with. Why people behave the way they do. Human behavior. Abo nipa suro no nti ye nipa ho adwuma die ye kasa ye susunka me kanfo ase so far electoral commission enya target say or the be registration same I can't how many days now almost on be
in all 21 days
nti be say me be me ending ho me boa
yeah.
So far, o ma sha say no, me fi say de o mo ye ni nyina no, basa ye bia nhye dan ko so ba bia. Ye mo mpa ye say obi bia say o ko register no, on ko register. Na anu ya na me expect say minia Eric be kan say sa statement a isi ama say don't bus minors and foreigners to centers no. Maybe na me fi anu ya be man say ye mba say minors ne foreigners in ko ba bia, and it will end it. Commission no said the intima or cancer. Don't forget that the electoral commission no at one no. It is supposed properly to have a research unit. I almost gather information. Ababia yebe trobia ekowie ebe kwako na wie ye no. Electoral commission no e generate internal report. Say they see koye and say their uncle. Enti sabi se omo de asemi betudwa. Na se entasumu pokrana Eric Bubebi wa kasa boko esankan abufu yina no sabeya onu na asem na entasumu no onu momo beluku yebehu ne se asem okan na entasumu na mom nipa no de ayi asem a entasumu aba ozo se ne memma wanu yi a entasumu mo a sabi yefum kumu a yefum dwa o man chichire dodo o ma chichire ayese ye chire danfo obakofo chire na enye nipa bako bia su ni onmo ana nipa ko bia su ni a omunko betima ye Ghana ye da ye nyai se na akoye se enye mi a man no hye enye mi a ene obi antimi nye man ni ye age se me nko a ye jama nko betima ye sa suban ye mfa nye man enti medimanu besia na maka se commission no so de ye keka nyina no omuntie na supam na omumfantiniti ni womu mu ye nipa de na me fi say asem wa Eric Kafa minua apiahene obi me maka kire wa ha say I don't have a problem with somebody having political colors being appointed to the commission. However, asema me Eric ya adwene ni say o dual identities. In this case, we a lecturer. Also a commission member of the electoral commission. O de wo for amanyofo mududo ni titru babia enam si wo free ba ye bebo odin enti say ya mpade a menim say Eric Neka asem na meka now ntina da ne Al-Qaeda na utwitwa but say ampa mesre mi nua no say onhwe ne husu yi wo sa ne ma no yesi ye hwehwe na mo wanamon wo ayi abotan so a onkofa nwuam na wi
James Kwabena Bonfe and the attending Kano. Charles Bisium Pocho maintain registration matters arising.
That's it. Obi. And some of them can my notes. The Muslim brother. No, she notes to salad. Oh no, right today. Me pream don't am kada Ghana until motion notes our customers no ma hwemu phone henza mama chocho
menyonam
no onye school close near crazy as I am concern no padi onyum close school ana
anyway bia na iskaduntia
okay why the pad be ultra GC na simultaneous equation areas by cumulative graphs na by me maths na under all my GC no my trade ni at no be copy na padi no maths into pani equation na is they no so copy don't do graph no so padi no yen so yen you are no so no
that isn't
so copy if you want idea I dem nyan men this feel no your brother so you want on there asema na yete yakenya unam kada we have political politics and political party politics inti my brother Eric Kasan I don't think oyon Kasa NDC anti with all due respect to NDC asem inti Kasa nyanam asem na orkan ye beden na no do twadachi na my customer mind back to the United Kingdom ayo electoral rule is 18 years pay no electoral rule do wa nti fie bia wonyim nipa what always 18 wezi dey na dey but we national insurance card na omo dam privilege nti wo to na na wo national insurance card na mo ba na dam number no anyina na wa beden nti 18 years pe na wo electoral road nti wo do wo koto aba o fie po no we post wa baza abroad wo ballot paper was abroad ana mo ba koto aba so bo na fie eyi nipa 10 wo koto aba na 5 na I think we have to get there one day. And where does it start from? It starts from digitalization. Dr. Baumiase. Because Ghana card no have a CCN. Be sure that compare about training in Abisha mobile. Ubia would and would data in our and I think that's good. But maybe someone should be on that. Are we going to solve this problem with this? No, we won't. Because then it descends and or cascade over to political party politics. That's so nyamina moha man cannot say. Because if I didn't know, they started from opaque ballot box. That time no was snatch ballot boxes now the mobile. Nearby yaba baby able doing in there. Then yaba globalization now but digitalization now ba BBA to verify. Minjins there or turban them. Again, imagine can see STL do. Obasanjo Bahan or Sazo no Dolon Sanche or Eden or Crodanche or Ubinan Kanche Ghana Bobo. It means that something happened. So I think that baby to a man semi me MPP I don't know Yamaka. Because let's say if you feel bad no so Makanum Daku as agenda 111 hospitals. That I say 50 people at it means that I'm happy because we didn't have that. Moba COVID beno oboye nwa moba na 50. But Matana Makada or 50 Namkada or 80. Let me take from political party. Will come back to bite me because the Ghanaian is discerning now. When he no that even the Ghanaian psychology first year kado and a pair to Atamos now by name you be at Akufado. Me are not one over to Aban Wapia, one no pay Akufado. But what's Atamos here to you? What about 5 o'clock? I don't go to Akufado. What's the old Abbey? That be actually no way deceiving. Oh, my God, them time with you. Because when the brother cast of this was more from 350 cities. What these things are sentimental things, emotional things that are touching you. But deliberately, America's white America's for easy. But we have to look at it as an institution. But as a Bank of Ghana, no, as an institution because a creature of law. Is a creature of Article 45, 46, no man can know in Juana Moba. In time and where is mechanism, maybe the factually near IT system, and I said it that easy or starting there were feeding problems. If you had gone on for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm much or the I may not resign. But I said no, because you knew you've given us notice, you've told us that you would, so planning and preparation is part of the process. Then you have been negligent. I haven't seen say the percentage of negligence in this, another percentage of failure. Yeah, percentage ECI when you're 30%. I mean, first day in Wayad, radio station was 45%. I expect them to get to 90. Them no woman, more pochata, sir. Or by soon, why no, yeah, or they can't. In all this time, American, you can 2020 elections on the Ukraine. In your crocot 2013 a number. The evidence great 17,000 fractions near to create. What's we in the amen? Yajitu and a mobile. 2020, a similar thing happened not to crocot, but other evidence here to crawl. No, so on the MPPs in crocot, it worked on the psychology of Ghanaians, and we learned a lot of things from that elections are won at the polling stations. Yeah, you see, but that's on the counter man parliament on the 2010 Mokrahanta was. No, don't fear Uncle Bill. No, what's the number? Mr. Darby, Muslim political party that problems. So I'd rather go and do a party work. Here, the master look at Nana Kufadua, and I'm telling you, so I think that they Mukro no read the Che. I think it was in September. Judgment. In the judgment. No, or you in September, no coverage. No, I'm catching a monk call MP Bill. Now, more call for
regional secretary.
What's but won't jump out. When that's a young person, no, it's not about the money. I just want my party to propel my party for. What I'm trying to say is that Mokrano court in some maybe into after me the polling station will win elections. Yeah, then you train young Crawford. Kaide Shama, you on one. Okay. You can one electricity food when you train Crawford. You train party be also share me. You call in that and this football mobile born made it. No, I want to make French Manama that obey DC. Nam say the boy men penetrate baba. Yeah, ballot account now also cocoon. Never cook Bob no half as okay. Elma Mitchell. So the whole thing is about intellectual asset in the year. And we're building a country until you need more from a world panel. You're ready for you to Aban William. What's a treat to be a sadire? As I said, one and all William entire preparing for the 2024 elections. Yeah, Bob one crop. No. As in the way I work on, as we won't touch to that, I would do fingerprint on our animal. As so, what will be in the Akashada? But when you're working with technology, that means I'm in Kakran or better no Baba. Now, passing of more from more CNJ. And you prefer there as an only Ghana and Obiani near you, Obu, Emmetanoa, Mam inside Yanakakra, Moba, if you see Central Region, and son and Papa Hunter. Okay, into matter, Namaso, that one basobia. Naboko keta jelukope no akọ fa mine obi no obi akọhwere na so e bia no e mbusen the one some no materials na make there America akaka dem but so when we are communicating I mean I need to look at institution the mandate in them wakada isi abedwuma na oye na isi erba abedwuma abasam na ka kire have you gone contrary to that because you hand work kire there we be about the mobile ones. Into mobile ones over Kadway and say, I challenge there. Yeah. Near one starters. Then the 2020 year registration said it was COVID-19 to me. Mobile. But we proved that, EC proved it, that it is possible. Mobile.
Because we were joined with the EC.
Exactly.
Ghanaians.
Exactly. Yeah, also, my social distancing. But no one's my cry. But in the integrity of our obeying. On the aircraft, for you know, also was the elections here, William. So are we going to prepare Ghanaians all the time there? And now we'll be
look, Obi, do you remember they were even proposed as say election 2020 came here because of COVID?
Yes.
Yeah. And some we discuss it here. Yes. That the danger in not holding the elections outweighed say elections.
Exactly. President Kufadu Kasim there. Oh no. Woman one day pulled out the mandate of Ghanaians as constitutional president. So he followed the law. He followed the law. And see, I don't know so so to them, so they on your day they ever twist in a 10 because I can't some free SHS abba. whether we like it or not. More from what research skills or your wilds in years old. Because first, in your levels, yeah, for book now. You to read the man potatoes. Now, from one JSP, maybe I couple no be no, but I catch an echo business. And the boy, law, able law, a lawyer, while I put to read one mobile. You read about connection, then there's a check that lawyer, boom, lawyer, papa, no, your papa, and a mobile. Echo hospital in the Wabricha, another baby, some doctors who share Wabricha or your patient and the doctor relationship. Or see, the main dream is a bummer. Mazuma obey the side effect in Anamobile, across Subacadi. So then you are interacting with a person from a fiduciary point of view. So all I'm saying is that, say, what's the main bass in Grofunqua? I mean, now you're here to go food, don't get past there. Says 17, names 18, men go home. Near parents are cassa. Why the manager the year woman, but make the free as album from here. What skills would you share? Oh, yeah, your papa, because my back can be on Puno, more way or breaching as no, not Bagana, non so or no, or can I say me there? Woman homework. No man homework now, Ben, I'm sure no. Also, Mrs. Church no comment to her. Elma Michana. No, I'm sure them so 9 wires. Africa can be a hair. Now, no course, wouldn't you feel your bit? So, what's I was the feel. So you've done well, course, Daddy, or your parents teacher collaboration. It's a mention trouble. Nams now, our average name of you. Also, I dump him the I say, hey, go and get me a cup, go and bring me water. Write what? Oh, my Michana. I forgot
how I've been serving you.
Yes, I forgot 7 years. When will no response, when will there or no so responsibility will feel? And I'm over. One more way, show and tell. Into show and deck show and tell. I catch it day. Easy, you may be a show and tell. Easy for and this is easy for your man. Into a friend, oh, yeah, this year show and tell now. But last year, NDC said they were come to steal the elections, but it never happened. So this year, I'm going to do MPP. From Universal Outdoors of Arabia is about 10 years. So all I'm saying is that, let's not taint the integrity of what we have, because we started from 1992 opaque ballot boxes. No fan was motorbike, no will shoot the way they yes, violence were in elections, but them in summer year kicking on no then on Mancrofu prepared them violence but by yimping far cassanti yam prepare down to 2020 number on SSGBC on Nimahon. Musha no about 4 no more from maybe no fjorba. Time and this one can picket war easy. But since we are better on our phone and paying for the ben or bada, soon as one point to be to work coffee, no finima, no one to work coffee. Why are we doing this from Emma? Emmy, it's got to will be by or say over support primary, yeah? Now, Mr. What or Shisharoba, no audio or Shishogata. In my son catching Pocro, don't wait, Mushan. So moon vote on ballot box don't not to a me, my touch. You understand? Because you're a politician. Area has a notion you're not more from and wide and over 7 years. Because you think that area prey on them. Social vices, no, but no be a book wall, no, the second hour, because you're not developing the human resource. So when we sit in political chairs, we have a fiduciary relationship with the citizen that you better more wide way to put. Yeah, them eventually, what's the call Ghana? Crime kosura scan be near education anamoma. It is a crime kofuma scan will be used on something else. I conclude on that.
Meda Saint Charles Bisu near 10 and Ekosiisen Suni a higher Sempa FM. Check your time. 10 minutes to hit 6 p.m. Ewo Asempa FM. So me your saibon so in studio Dr. James Kwabena Bonfe, Charles Cromwell Onia Wonto Bisu and Eric AJ. In Penfo me and saying anyone AD and Como, Yabeye any other business na fe share atwaso, but na me come for syntax tank the amamo me pacho say unsa enka wo tanka bomode ne kokojibi tanka yedi nsuo gum pa de syntax tank or office ufie na isidan so kama and a durable tank a tank na free throw be from kra imbu ni bi. Correct one pass syntax tank in the akasa a strong a tough ma wonsa intimin kan de ofre 0244 335 168 0244 335 168 na yenhwe intimi e ma wonso wonsa enkan de kama ma comfort translite solar amamo ene meguso aka say ene ewiebo organ hanko ade se opese sika utua e wo kane abo e ba fom ma wa ma wonsa enka translite solar ye me fix ye in panel no ye solar inverters ne lithium ion batteries ne bi ema ofie wo office na ewia ba watimi dia generate power kama na we use wo fie. Translight solar ho asem na make to ye wo 98 Boundary Road wo East Legon in between ARS and the American House, White House bus stop or be hu office ewo ho. Your website is translightsolar.com. Opesoni en kasa 0504 249 229 0504 249 229 na only yen intimi enin komo. Everywhere there is sunlight, there is Translight. It be modern na frewon CC and MFX panels nibi emma. Unim say your WhatsApp number it will show you so 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. On the 1st of June 2024, T Havana Restaurant and Gardens, Community 9, Tema. Here they are Sempa FM Champions League Fun Day, no air bremo. It's supported by Adom 106.3 FM. In the 1st June, and it's made in air basso. Yenina ko ako gadawa one place. Ashe final of the UEFA Champions League. Oh, bar. Come wearing your favorite UEFA team jersey and join us for a day of fun around the UEFA Champions League Grand Finale. T Havana Restaurant and Gardens or Community 9 in Tema. Which team fans will emerge tall in the inter-team fun competition? Into your 5-a-side soccer, your arm wrestling, hoops challenge, board games, and many more. There will be lots of fun, entertainment, and amazing prizes to be won on Saturday, the 1st of June, 2024. And Mommy and Shannon, so tune in to Asempa FM as we bring you live commentary powered by Asempa Sport. That will be on the 1st of June. And join the conversation on our social media platforms with the hashtag Asempa Fun, Asempa FM UCL Fun Day, Asempa FM UCL Fun Day. Your media partner, Adom 106.3 FM. Yeah, tough. In Moma, yen Shannon, so near fire on engine. On the 1st day of June, remember, it will be fun, real fun na bibia akoye amai. Mekai messages kakana fe ya any other business na ya sorry every jumedi so Ekosiisen suni ehaya Asempa FM. Let me see some of the messages are abba na fe yenhwen twas we say obi Dr. Maneboame and Dr. Bosman Asare are classmates, but given that Bosman is now a commissioner at the Electoral Commission, and Omaneboama is the current NDC Director of Elections and IT.
Or they were classmates?
Ose, they probably were year mates because about medicine, about political science. Yeah, it's true. Or say, indeed, if the only tool you have is a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. The abundance of complaints warrant the NDC to throw in the towel. Eric and his team should wake up. Samuel Brian Boaben Wawoshi and on the way Abraying. This one says that Obi, good afternoon. On the subject of the youth of the age of youth organizers, I think age should not be a yardstick. The Imbrantiehine concept of chieftaincies in the chieftaincy system, the Abrantiehine is an elderly person, not the United Nations definition of youth. I think that is the system the NDC is using to appoint their youth organizers. Also there, Assembly and Krasuni. We say Obi in the Tano South constituency in Ahafo, the NDC's youth organizer was 58 years. We used to call him Akokra Youth. His deputy was also 53 years. PK Sapon and Onudu. Onudu Yaba. PK Sapon. Yeah, that's it. Papa. We say Obi. Good evening. Kabila says if anyone says the EC can rig an election, it's not true. In fact, Kabila, that is not
elections and go undetected.
Okay, it's not true. Or say that is not factually correct because
I gave the example of Rebecca Doty.
Yeah.
Who the Electoral Commission declared as winner NDC ticket.
Because Akufo-Addo was in court in 2013 election. What was his plea in the court? That's from is it okay? Masawudu Hamza, or say a friend Junior Capello, and all the way Abba. We say Obi, please tell Charles Bissue that in the UK there is a national register, but it has nothing to do with the electoral register. The electoral roll is compiled differently. The electoral office sends voters' forms to each household for those who are eligible and also interested to vote to complete. Many, though, also put their names on the electoral register, not for voting purposes per se, but just to create eligibility to get loans, mortgages, etc. Most lending firms will not even deal with people not on the electoral register.
Just like the Ghana card?
Say again?
Is it just like the Ghana card?
Yes. More like.
What I said was there's the national insurance.
Yeah, the NI number. Okay.
Through that, they know where everybody is, and then every month, every day September, that's when you go on the electoral roll.
Very well.
For voting purposes, you go on there, then they send to your home.
Okay. This one says, please ask the NPP man which school is his son. Okay, does his son attend? Okay, Ato a son, Winiba. Ato a son should be it. Winiba, and on the way, a brain. Good afternoon, Obi. I am African from Agbogba. Can't people think like the way this man is thinking? I mean, James Kwabena Bomfe. I'm very proud of this man, and may God bless our land with such thinkers. The biased way of thinking is too much in this country. Okay, where's the Obi? Ask Kabila. Can't we change to have more registration centers this time around? The fact that we've never had more centers during the limited registration period in the past doesn't mean we cannot do that this time around. We just have to improve on our processes. Dr. Barkus, Texas, US of A. Nedie Enono. Where's Obi? Please give thanks. To Kabila for me for his matured advice all the time. Ofori Anthony or Lashibi Zone 2. Nedie Enono. Where's Obi? Good evening. My daughter, who works at EcoBank head office and lives at Wager SCC, reached home at 1 a.m. yesterday. This is unacceptable. Maxwell Ewo Abokobi, the earlier conversation we had on the traffic situation yesterday. We say your friend Meshak Asante or Amasaman, Ghanaians are wide awake and we are watching every single step of the Electoral Commission. And if they think they can get their way this time around, then they must be joking. If not the vigilance of the NDC, they would have succeeded in changing the 2-day figures. Really. Greetings to Sedem Afenyo, incoming MP for Amasaman. Where's Obi? Okay. Let me see. NDC should give us a break. If they have allowed the EC to do the continuous registration and used the Ghana card by changing the CI, all these things will not be happening. Or no, so they are brain and no. This one says, Obi, tell the NDC man in your studio that Ghanaians will never make a mistake and bring former President Mahama, also Baumia all the way, Eric Adanse Domia Bra, Ewo Obuasi East, and or the way a brain. Where's your friend Dr. Down Blow or is it Brimso Apewusika? And he says the ongoing registration exercise is marred by unfortunate violence, which is a result of the bad leadership of Jen Mensah and Bosman Asare. It is quite perplexing to witness Jen Mensah's behavior, as she previously advocated for an open registration process in election years. However, she now seems to be aligning herself more with the interest of rather than serving the nation. We can take solace in the fact that any unscrupulous attempt to manipulate the elections for the benefit of a single party will ultimately fail. We trust that divine intervention will ensure a fair and just electoral process. Okay. Also, which here, Felix Kwache Ofusu. I hear you. If election is a process, not an event, why should Kabila think rigging it would be an event? Sefa ewoho nedie enye. Obi, this minus voters registration exercise was simply end if we choose the ID card system. I am 39 years in Europe and I've never ever heard any brouhaha about voters registration. Ghanaians should welcome the national ID in doing all security issues. It will solve many of our challenges. Elder Charles, Belgium, Elder, much message new year, moon sign kind mobile. Ansana must send it and then make some of these corrections. Good evening, Obi. Please let the NDC understand that Ghanaians are fed up with their untruths, so they should change their style of doing politics and issuing empty threats, because we, the descending people of Ghana, are not ready for them. So they should stop making unfounded allegations. Emmanuel Kweku Yamwa. Obi, I agree with Eric Ejay that the failure of the previous EC boss and the current EC to bring registration centers close to the people is worrying. Why does the EC punish innocent Ghanaians who desire to write their names and vote? Joseph Ewo Achimota ABC. Obi, good evening. Comrade Eric is making a good submission. Let us forget our individual political affiliations and think Ama Ghana. Prince Uncle Andam Eduafo from South Africa, Limpopo, and on the way about Edase Papa. Let me come back now for yen twaso ending come for any other business, and then we can make progress. Ekosiisen Suni. Obi, why should limited registration still be conducted in this primitive manner? And wasn't the basis of the ongoing digitalization configured to allow the National Statistical Service and the EC to query for those who will turn 18 years old before December 7th so that they can be contacted to register and vote? Also, can't school principals identify only students who've turned 18 or will soon be 18 to register to vote instead of closing schools while only a handful of students are qualified to register to vote? Please help me understand this. Obi, but who says schools have been closed? Among closing schools, so what they've said, they say students are 18 years, no, and the
free exit.
Grace period, free exit. So among conquer register no among Saimra. Schools have not been closed. I think we have to be clear on that. Now, any other business? Doc, measure say free how this time around.
Obi. Mentra had monka say obi ntimi enrege ana obi ntimi wiabam.
Okay.
Menkasa
Asempa FM.
Ye meka ye mesensi subium. Me say abajim brempo. Na me make reference to NDC candidate. Ye wi abamu man na ye from Swabo ni D 1996 Rebecca Adoti court high court ebua say ye ntwani dim e parliament na se be dwafie ne emfa azika mudin enhye ho e mu say echeye. But that determination was made, at least for the records. From so easy aye mremu ye wo ho adanse ba kono no ai koma NDC 96 and America says abre no mpo na process ayede ye no na nya sophisticated to say ne nyame ya adom ene abefo kwan fa so didi dwumanti no answer cry electoral commission chairperson as the returning officer for presidential, now returning officers for all the constituencies, ombe declare the betino. Now more Mr. for another ubo for Monsaka almost my idea friend provisional resource. Nti abaya din say ya to Obama Eric. I was studio ha polling station. Now wo as returning officer, obe declare their match has bisu. Na yen hunu se Eric ene to abano man na momfom so na wo ye e de match as bisu ya meka no so ubetumi awiamu de wanu betumi afom de ubetumi ayem from so de but den ya ye behu. That's my argument about enye putupru asem enye prekopa asem ade wo da na isi friends Obi what is a current CI 127 no and 91 amendment of the 91 and they say CI na hwe about so no even though it was a slight amendment done no it's now CI 127 CI no sorry CI 126 CI 126 no what is it order so ewo ade your friend continuous registration ada na yen fa no nya adwuma ye nyina yusu ana make say ebia na yentie ho commission na manchiremu de ntia limited registration no all the registration centers and I say potential polling stations e be 2024 yi ye be kwabro 38,944 polling centers no and no electoral commission no de buy ya 2020 ye to aba no ye hu hinhan ye e ma mo be se no miensa no na obi up to na ba wie there may be an improvement say ye benya additional polling centers they make nyina say enye commission nko adwuma yeni a ye di amanyosemachi amanyoku ahodo de wubofo civil society organizations ye nyina ye nsem kaye ye nkomodie ya danse a ye di obi e ka ho bi emma electoral commission adwumadie no etintim anase totonase na ye kasa totonase a ye wi a electoral commission declare abanu wi a se watotonase awie no ne declaration is a wo na ekoma wo a what will be your verdict on that dem ka nyina no mesre nyina wonsom nipa ne yede ye o man chichiri ayese ye kochiri damfo obako chi no a enye yie eye nyina ye dia na o man be ye yie o enye yie o man fo bra ene kire me de ma desre ne se komisa no ebedi ni huni watoto ne niema yie ye ne a yeso ye dwumadie ana de ye ene komisa no adwuma a wo mo ye no ekọ benkro mu no yeso so yente ye boase yenye ye de yie mentimi ho asi ba nipa no ne ye deka na ye ni yi a ye ma ya ye ho ye na ese so a ese butu ye nyina yeti so obi me da se
menso me da se Charles any other business mpocho
obi me da se the brother be kase no so me ye kakra me about Ghana card and yes. I spoke about globalization and digitalization now the Ghana card it's synonymous to the UK national insurance card number.
Yeah.
I was about wonder more. And then I mentioned the electoral rule. That electoral rule say ekwa dem link no obom anamba.
Yes.
Ekwa na register county council na register. Obom that okay. National insurance day. It's data. I'm talking about data. Ayeje. But okay, credit worthiness. Yes. Electoral rule no my credit with banks in motion. The man Ghana had under Dr. Doba, me no so ba na moba. Sector Ghana card first what's a kubwe accounts what's a draw ufi anamba.
Yes.
Aba landmark no. Now you don't need a digitalization, no address system, no anamoba. It's our card so I'm saying that we're getting somewhere into the electoral processes. And I concluded by saying that I'm struggling to understand if it's a partisan politics, Burma, the Bian will prey on the psychology of the vulnerable to gain advantage. That's all I'm saying to you. If you are not one to mass, Obi American America BC a man baby way to see and elections say Ekosiisen 2024. Ghana Moon manifesto they achieve of 50% now. Apart from 2016 and 2020 your friend and manifestos. About 2008 and this one manifesto also by 2012 will change. 2016 no so change the 2020 was the people's manifesto. Okay, but MPP has been consistent with whatever we put in there. Free SHS, industrialization, 1D1F, but saying that it doesn't mean that but no, you because Ghana be a cradle. The Biamaka and in 1983 and the Biamaka because in some no corner a number I can P one more exams syllabus the same number. Why your questions will be from different angles. You see, Ghana, why industrialization castle okay it's under PNDC because Kwame Nkrumah Ghana now I think the population was about 6 or 7 million until they whisker. Otum Yenzemepi state enterprises mobile your friend and about glass fire bonsata and people were working and they be near to Malaysia and Singapore Nazi but they haven't had those good tasks that we had on why retired your progress mobile then 1983 Yenya structural adjustment program economic recovery program mobile on now 128 state-owned agencies autonomy under the diversity and implementation committee. So employment over fall. When I make corporate now, I have a corporate background. When you are selling off estate here, you must have the ready market for it. A strategic investor and send a disposal of mobile. But the thing now go port now show. Now gradually about the democracy deep in Ghana. And if you go across Africa, you democracy we're doing, even though replicating it from the Western world, you're replicating it, but as we're going along, we're evolving. In some kind of opaque, our we're able to be in there. So you're going as we're going along, you're able to be tuning now, you're fine tuning about boy. But the industry say good now. Obi Ben was the shadow manifesto move. Also, my industrialization or the policy biaba. Out of that, Mr. There, send from 2016, based there, you have 50 factories. I will be grateful. But that's because here too, we're fighting over Commander Sugar Factory alone. But that's the most famous sugar factory in the whole world that won't produce sugar. But now we have say in 50, then it's a starter. So let's not poo-poo it. What I want us to do is okay. I mean, 70. But that's not so why until them 8 years now until 70. Then Ghanaians are understanding us. But that's oh, them hospitals and agenda 111 until May the others until America case continue to do because the party that develops Ghana is MPP. Because actually, you're ideologists and you get a capitalist view, anamoba. And some this is the socialist side, anamoba. But why is it that NHIS is a socialist policy, moba, levy, moba. Metro Mass or a socialist policy, free SHS. So private sector being the engine of growth. So you don't have any business coming in, but man some potatoes. But be able to know. I remember in Danche, catch them the who planting for food and jobs. So a year deeper, and all these things I'm saying doesn't mean that things have been rosy. What's the main can or your COVID no Ukraine or your fact 2 weeks ago, no UK. Also, no Sweden a recession, and it's as a result of COVID in Ukraine. One number, Ricky Sooner, one prime minister last week, 2 weeks ago, us about the COVID in Ukraine, why affecting the United Kingdom on our advanced economy. But Obia depend on Obi. Important count to be. That's why we have international trade. Until international trade, trade, let's one person exports, import, it will affect your economy. Until I mean, there, them dollar and the seed in Zabanor Codon, Atasa, on Yamede. Because my better know say my band the day there. I go out there and then about affectable so. But me fear musu maybe said yeah then why because one way or the other na me says and see be pardon no be so us uba no kwa be school. Moba na maka kire be mba no ko we ba DHS. Na wa kwa hwe mba na bia wa aka fan ko we be on a national security issue to me ya no. E ho am chan but point am making you there. Day asem ne kan o de hwe 2024 elections you wait too the Emmy more want to be any day. Na me any day. Atasa. Now what's in wow? I the Ghana food. Yeah, I did. You had so you don't know. Is no ye. Is no it. Not today. Yes, okay. Because yeah, 1 hour to Aban wait 18 years. United Universal Adult Suffrage. 18 years to wait. No, or to Aban sound mind. Vote. The beyond the near your vote is your power. I disagree. Because vote no on your was ya. Say what could there or your words yancha obi wait 18 years and now sabi na adwene yes on so I ought to be mobile but I will know why trust voting in you important as community one want to abanya what's out the okay yamo universal adult suffrage cut to abama na development be bra na about as development bro it say ekone enti asem ye na to abana so party or today nti malkwa no onye the psychology of the people. We know that every 8 years the psychology is that we'll be but you would know that MPP is a party that develops Ghana. Free maternity health care mobile. Onye them from nan work free SHS ya. Onye one also know what benefit for them rental scheme ya. Man can rental scheme ni na pepepo. But it's you start from somewhere. Tell mama can pick you start and able to do. You start from somewhere. And when the government is bringing the policies or young citizenry, the way able to is that discipline within us? Are we disciplined enough there? What's good to do 8 o'clock and they do 9 and able to 10? It affects productivity. Yeah, when you lawyer be baby one watch and me move food because the client also mission of court. Ma nipa couldn't do 8 o'clock. Why second way jumum? To be 8 o'clock. Wait do no lawyer no up and down no up 1 o'clock no catching a coffee na brechra. As I say, let me send that. Why? Man, why better have to 8 hours to 12? As I say, have you thought about the productive hours at work? And one mention, I say, I'm a somebody. Let me know. Okay, you more man hours, and you affect the country. It knows the benefit of the country. Into 6 hours will be done. One and one year, you man. Into yeah, for the no, I affect baby or baby. So that's our attitude. And it happens in ministries. Dr. Baumia, all Kaisi just 7 days. On there, what's the amount? No, or the PO said 2.5 was said. Until Bagon Peda one no stay because every on so no dizzy. Until no, I could block as Mama as in ye and me, my age more. I've seen these things. As I'm saying, Juma me, I've seen this sabotage because I will feel the air as in Yamobin. Why did you want Colombia? I stopped Colombia, the drug dealers, know what cocaine about to come. And I saw things that was safe here. Or the baby, like a far offending, or European Space Agency. I mean, I brought them free of charge. We train EP baby free of charge. But you know, my friend Francesco, nothing one day. We check. Later on, no be, yeah? Why father or the kid or the bed bill aban? I sent a message to a national security minister that this thing has been done. Was the bill up? I want not stop it. Are you getting? So I'm saying that abandons the babu. Now, Nippon will receive their loss. And the idea will will feel film. There's nature and nurturing. Atasa, into community you grow on oil and yen a better ha, you better educate one. But atasa, young chia and some no the overshoot yen organization and your female band. Because one way or the other you end up paying somehow. Some way, somehow.
Mate Medase pa Eric.
Yeah, Obi.
Any other business in Tio?
Yeah, Obi Medase. Minu Penny Kabila on the issue of your casa no time be acquired said the electoral commission in BB obey na Ubi antimi abemu and our side case
to go on the
no crampuno. You bua bem de ma obi na court se there be nkunimdie na de ma nipa no deserve yes messy dia na dwenkyere obi eba na election process homa Kabila ni me pi kra bi a minim because I started the election at Chini Park at Chepa. But you also know say ye ka say obi be wi abemu a enye dana ye to abana ye declare abana ne ka se obi wi abem election transparency na a surrounding process na ye de kwa abato no the integrity of the process data as someone here can see electoral commission say the sanctity of it no intime enyachema to say be a figures na from so abam no create data. Can you trust the data? Can you trust the source of the data? No. Because if indeed limited registration for 21 days first 2 days with data computation you're wrong. And had it not be a political party or opposition or be challenge and can one can be. Then after the party coming out to punch, said these are the things every man even integrity of the data now you can want some in question and only to create a problem in an election.
But the source data wouldn't it be the start of day report, the end of day report?
I told you, sir, under Dr. Edward Omane Boama.
Yes.
Every day registration across the country, almost 7:30 near our results.
And that results for any or more start of day and end of day.
And I make sure say per the one.
Yes.
And then the man you need call the easy the abetu jano. What am I say? So if even unchiche muni nyina unya na correct and now can boom cran e kobro so na okote so the question is am data na credible?
No, my question is what you see on social media, so infographics on about social media. Just a product of source information.
Sure.
The source document,
sure.
The start of day and the end of day
sure,
report.
You're right.
I'm saying, sir,
yeah.
So end of day and the start of day report now parties in our are there discrepancies that were no more?
There are no discrepancies.
So
the issue is, had it not been said political party raising issues of it, one out as a journalist, Nanka wouldn't say,
No, the American say.
And political parties, you know, see, you're based on end of day and start of day report.
Sure.
So you finishing me with the data. Now me there me tabulation. So the different figure between abontia and mass sanity prevail said you know. Oh, you don't get it. And this is normal. Obi, is it normal? No, just answer me. So interactive, normal.
And some men can't say no.
Question. And your question, you, normal, Minya.
Eric. If you let me, what if you let me?
Would me we say extra time one over me?
Eric,
because me pese Kabila tia say ye kasa battle mu beba. The understanding shouldn't be say dey na ye kan aba na obi kan obi de dia ma obi.
Okay.
Processes na famu no. Processes. You started registration. And then I bet na electoral commission why the political parties will be a can asem. Kabila make yes, limited registration and fan police station bia. But ye ko yenim no. Bisi u kan sem bisem re bi atwem ko ne wo pick meboa. Ya ko yenim akodu level bi. Enti se nyamre bia akra ne ko all polling station a easy entimi ma improvement mbem. Obi wontima se. Because meme 110 polling stations in my constituency, no. Now only 3 electoral areas. Automatically, they'll be busing people to the polling stations or registration centers. Can you know? See a mass registration. Nerike J agent. I was sumamet a rumaya. Patemu when it means any penny if you on minimum 90%. Meboa. It is any pan about no foreign or befremu per Erika J to be pointing fast. The question is, and let's say any pana you see a basi or modio mokugu easy office no. Agent Ben Kokase, a simesi no see free sampano, no free. Who is going to say that? Who is going to confirm? Or fact how they could challenge anything? So electoral commission itself is creating problems. And Obi, let me tell you this. Human institution biano. Senipa ekawa sempia na ya yeho. Corruption perception in the same perception meboa. Oh, aban chrono koso, aban su nyanu yi papa bi amma, sa na yes aban no bo chrono. Electoral commission's activities enya Ghana for do na afa. Everybody is saying it. Civil society organizations just last week. Omuni Mani, Banta, Omokoba meboa. Why? And don't forget me my pain with Jane Mensah. Obi, mami wey. Ofri ayi ne ba yo. Owo ayi no nimyansa cha obia civil society. Yes. Ye ban say civil society organization for contribution enko yisi. Wo mna omoto ato adwena. Jane Mensah people dey connect wa chen obia de. And today you are there.
No man no kan ya oba onye.
Ah, remember ene Jane Mensah you are there. Wona na onim thesis etwero de koma yisi. Yenye we ebeboa. Wo de oba ya ase waso pim. You are telling us that the law is emrana ma okwan. You know. But without political parties, there will be no electoral commission. Because Sebi, yenye election mamwa, Sebi. Political parties are registered. Ya constitution ama ya kwenya. Eni yede isi beye ehu ejuma. Enti se to da na yenso ye kire ya adwen. Don't be thinking as if say you are the repository of knowledge. No. Because where I'm coming from, may upbringing a different. Me Charles upbringing a different. Kabila di a different. But Eshiani yesi ye ko Jojo enti na ya kire ya adwen na kabi ma minkabi. But always if you think you're right, you may get it wrong and no be right. So electoral commission said they be a can asem and your time. Because at the end of the day, Sana Nado na pow Jane. Say asimesi na pow no. Ghana for ejuma no ye. Ba wo ye ni ya Ghana for bebo abaso. Wan ye ni ya e wo se Ghana for ka. Because me amene otiesi amene oto. Ene ye de ye no. Me call one of the areas me money din. You know say isi officer na ka kire me say ye politicians. Yes say menua Kwada so MP what's the name? Kingsley
Professor Kingsley.
Good. Kingsley the envelope akomo. Ye complaining. Now the last EC exercise omo ye no mo 670 something Ghana cedis. No ga ni busa me say no okuta ne masters. Sa say 21 days we say adwuma na okoye ye no. Ehu akatua na EC the man. He was asking me. One angela no free ba. All these challenges in EC omo te sansem na workers ne ka no. How are they addressing it? So politician ni who say ho ne loophole no ochena okodu ho no onim say odahye no na obeye ade bia ma na favor na obeye enti sa envelope na mini ane de ko na say wi na ewom ya hu say sika na ewom because adwe so kro ya mu che wi yes what you say so at the kro de ko say wi na won shin days yenim be sinne a whole professor ye hu proper defense or deba and the electoral commission na ja ne ho amasa ne mani na sisi and obi let oh that
more here no
you are like this so the what chewi
oh na me nam kan mo party for na kan e so obi say drop for unia kofi adoma na de microphone and abrant ye ne se me NDC ni na de omo de aye ne de mani anso omba wi sorry MPP de omo de ba aye de MPP me video no me fama wa
but make can say when who so be chewi
man
here's the evidence
but then what I say it's political party amu akukoduro echewi de mu of them but there me pese mote ase ne say electoral commission ye na adwuma no ye na kwampa so bia ne bibia aka me fese obi alaji ba omia doc wajudin de say nipa ya na waye wajini din say na no under wakos techima magazine akwagistia ebi nsi da sia na oje ye kanka ho de fa to fie meba
we should have get
you see already ni ECG for problem or wha ye dadum som already no ECG current mean facilitate say be your timetable the best schedule your life so if you get opportunity nya fe na tumi a openti no o poye te say do bi na sabotage aban and this ECG staff no obi aye adwuma be 30 years alaji ba omi announced that politics so member selfish interest no political ambition in the state institutions and started running on down. He started this position in opposition. Okay, Alaji Baumia. Then time, Ghana Statistical Service calculate end of month inflation the bar or see enye. E won on na yire samira omukọ malata market ekodi dwa so oba be calculate real inflation and the real inflation when was the last time okudwam koto nya doa ne cement bag na no dey calculate no so let them work. If there's sabotage in the system, your internal mechanism they resolve problems. Organization be a new mode of operation. And then the audio when you be into Ubejina Bontin running or more down. And then look at what the workers are saying. That's almost on kind of cray. Saving up on okra now can want some now pens of cranny start up on Wejuma anti Kawano tum allergy. I thought that man okra knew him kakra. If the fundamentals are weak and the exchange rate na exposure, what is he talking about? $1 and now PB at the mean you can it's hovering around 15 Ghana cedis. We left it somewhere 4.2. So such government and the business community who say government is very useless. Maybe such government and the business community who say government is very useless because you are not able to manage the fundamentals as you claim then. The same person airborne to happy to me. Oko filling station na ye man petrol o gauge no a liter of fuel under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, petrol to be precise, was 3.75 Ghana cedis. And they go to the same filling station called Goyle and I buy washers home. The liter na near ton is 3.75 no. Under your era, it is more than 15 Ghana cedis. So under President Akufo-Addo Nibaumia, a liter of fuel today is more than $1. What a useless administration. And you won't sit. Look at any business is a movie call. Glovo, 10th, Omonkoi. Junior Foods, are they not gone? Dark and Lovely, Omonkoi. Bet, Game Center, Oko, Accra Money, are they not gone? So all this business, you can say businesses are moving because of unfriendly environment. The uselessness of this administration are creating the system. The heat is 2 years, Obi. Okay. Not 2016. Obi free hair kwa sampa lorry fare 65 Ghana cedis na ne otua 180 ada abentua neka and the same government adia serious obi ampesa o ka me say da bia me kan ha to ametua bia ye me nyina covid levy wo de aban amamu bone yare aba akunipa wo nka adum de magana fo say even the covid ku na busuani kra na so otua ho to what sort of government is this? And you are taxing people left, right, center. Businesses are collapsing. Mo betra se 7 months na kan se niema betimi asesa no you think say Ghana for huru enim kosoro Obetina allergy, so was soon who and I'm first year and massa, who see Anyrayo. So see I their more magazine ho. And yet took room yet Naka and you must see to see a DC from the manipa. He sought, but he took it. So even because on your principle, you know. Nana do not know you use who are first Rakojisi and what Tachima, into Nanatica and see him. So 7 months now anything can happen in this country. Yes, that is the fact. When was the last time I was to be a cook to see and boom boom? Nipanagine and Norma Sebi. Yesusano, and I need a tredia near any boom near and near to America, and all shares yet me chew con say. Oh, alleged doctor, what could you see magazine? Can't count. Go and sit, plan for the economy, Sydney a kulipa. And the chroma opera dia higher, dollar and quan you could. As you may now buy your criteria and go higher than dollar. And what are you doing about it? And the interest rate, Koban, Kwajibesia, who could Tia Besia who see one, Okoji or Besia Cranke. What sort of government is this? Okay. And these leaders are so comfortable to the extent to say they have the guts telling we Ghanaians, so they are breaking the 8. Because businessman now, under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, no seen a bush in Port, the Nipa Meka. Kremoni okobompa doctor say no see for Bible ni Quran enko no 11,000 otimi di nabusu amfo mi no komeka mamo kobo di manpa e money business and ne kremoni be komeka 75,000 aden na modi abai masa amanfo e bre and this government they me ade ya me nyina ne say omo campaign na omo ye no kra say omo ye Ghana fo jam sere e wo ho anu akwotete pick up achi no osa no huru ye no ye sei ube share polling station ho. Because the promises you gave to Ghanaians, no, and yes, acrobatics and then we check Ghana for no. Obi say, me, fine, baby, and medru. I appreciate for now. Obi say, ufi, sabe a form to say the mufi. Now ko ukrum. Now community ni you say waba. Obi a pie beperel. Aden obi asma. Is it not because of hardship? And this near me koye na nko bi enya kakran ke nyina ye hontoye. And this administration aban obetina konwa so of first 4 years. We ministers akwadofo nkwa 126. And these people came to create problems.
Ekosiisen suni higher Sempa FM. Eric J na moten en kan memre asunti o se mehwe na me wrap up. Why na pede ke bibi o.
Mama you know aeroplane obey no. E dey ye can factual ones you ni wa. Oh, you know, I'm a script. Do read it. No,
Mary KG.
I'm come as
fine at the buy.
Nah, oh, so
now, my way, I come as a script.
Dr. Baumian now the room to the
Nipana Kwajisia magazine. Who sees one say, oh, magazine. Oh, sees one say, I could talk as you are strategy. Yeah, boom, by a money. Hope you can you there. I could to see a magazine.
So, Bruce Sanchez, there.
That ben miracle Ekosiisen this year the big now one thing.
Into American there 2024 battle. Yen Ghana fu na bo difference. Ye baka ya asem no nso akwasem. Into me be say.
Me da say Charles Bisi on attending kano. Ekosiisen so ne higher Sempa 94.7 FM. Nyame adomo a ochena ye besia ba beto. But before I leave, listen to this.
Sam, you will not believe